Have you ever used the shy method? So when researching different techniques I could use for writing songs and including them in the Hour Challenge, I came across the shy method. So what this method is, it's a form of lyric writing. Basically, you take the word shy. S stands for a simile. So you say, this book is like my mind, right? It's like the inner workings of my mind. That's a simile, because we're comparing two things using the words like or as. So you come up with a simile, and then the H in shy stands for how. So then you explain how that is. So this journal is like my mind because I have written and drawn my deepest, darkest secrets on this thing, right? I mean, look at that. That's weird, right? You know? That's strange. That one's pretty cool. And then the Y, it's kind of cheating. The Y in shy stands for why. So why is this journal like my mind? Because I need an outlet. Because I need some kind of form to create content. Just like with these videos. So I'm going to be using the shy technique, and I'm going to see how well it puts up to the Hour Challenge. I'm gonna start my hour, do my random theme, and we'll see what comes out of the shy method, see if it works. This is the wheel I'm using today. I don't know, I found a new one. Let's see what we come up with. Vintage. I like that, vintage. Vintage. Before I start the timer, I'm trying to come up with vintage ideas. What's vintage? I think of wrestling when they say, oh, that was vintage John Cena, vintage Randy Orton. Vintage! Let's look at the definition of vintage. Produced in the past and typical of the period in which it was made. I have a vintage guitar. I can talk about this vintage guitar. So this guitar was a gift from one of my friends that I work with. Okay, I'm cheating. I need to start the timer. Okay, we're gonna start our time in 3, 2, 1, boom. All right. So, as I've stated in the past, it's much easier to come up with the instrumental and then the lyrics. So that's exactly what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna fucking go for it. So let's see what we got. It's got a cool little jam to it. It's just like I don't want to get stuck. And so I kind of came up with a little something there for the verse. So I like that, just a little. I'm gonna record that. No, actually, I take that back. I'm not gonna puzzle piece this. I'm gonna come up with a full song to be vintage. We're gonna be vintage for this. We're gonna do it old school. I'm gonna write the whole song on the guitar. It's just gonna be guitar and vocal, very vintage, very Bob Dylan-y. Let's see what I can do. So whenever I come up with little melodies and riffs like that, I always just kind of sing nonsense over the chord progressions and the melodies. It's something I learned from the masterclass that Timbaland has, to where he kind of just spews out nonsense. And even when he's making his beats, he makes them out of just noises, which is awesome, by the way. If you've never seen Timbaland make a beat just by noises he's making, it's freaking sick. But even when he has established beats with established artists, he lets them just kind of riff until they find something that kind of, that I like that resonates. So especially when I'm coming up with something like for me, when I'm doing da-da-da-da-da and it's kind of scatting, it's different than saying actual words. Because you find the words that kind of fit more sonically. It's like, I don't know where you're going, no, I've gotta see. Oh, see how the O's are working more than the E's? So, at this moment in time, I'm only 9 minutes in, about to be 10 minutes, so it's not bad. All right, so like I kind of mentioned earlier, we're gonna be using the SHY method. So remember that SHY stands for simile, how, and why. Why? So for the verse, I say we'll do the SHY method for each little section. So I'm gonna do it for the verse. My memories are like your old guitar, collecting dust among the rest. So there's the simile, are like your old guitar. My memories are like your old guitar. That's my simile. How is it like the simile? It's collecting dust among the rest. So why? Tell me why am I comparing my memories to this old guitar? With every sound I've ever made. Ooh, I kind of like that. I don't know where it goes. With every sound I've ever made. With every sound I've ever heard. A vintage herd. Like I'm a fucking sheep. So I'm starting to rethink this line because I want to say a vintage sound. A vintage sound remains unchecked. I don't know if I like that. Noise. So that way we don't have the repeating sound. I just don't, I'm not a fan of that. I'm not a fan of repeated lyrics like that. So it'll go, my memories are like your old guitar, collecting dust among the rest. With every noise I've ever made, with every noise I've ever heard, that vintage sound remains the best. I kind of like that. So when I was kind of going over the chorus last time, it was. No, what was it? And now you've gone around where your heart is going to. It's full of you. And now you see you've ran away. You'll never be the same. Down the drain, the past never stays long enough to. Ooh, I kind of like that. And now you see you've ran away. You'll never be the same. Down the drain, the past never stays long enough to see the change. Ooh. Okay, so I've got the first verse and the first chorus done. Well, the chorus is going to say the same, but you know what I mean. And right now I'm at 41 minutes and 20 seconds, which isn't too bad. So we're gonna see how these SHY method written lyrics compared to what I got. Memories are like your old guitar, collecting dust among the rest. Why is it blurry? Your voice is calling. No, your voice is soothing. Maybe not soothing either. Your voice is warm. Like the smoke before. Ooh. I'm not really sure how. Do a little play on the SHY method, so I'm supposed to say how, but I'm not really sure how. So I'm gonna do the recording process now. Performance enhancing drugs are a crime. You ever just like chill? It's nice. So now I just gotta edit it and make sure it's one cohesive thing. Probably gonna double the guitar part too, just to give it a little bit more full sounding. All right, so for some extra flavor, I'm gonna plug Fantasma in, kind of record like a little background double, and see how it goes. So the problem with this being rushed in the hour, the problem that's coming up is everything's a little messy, if that makes sense. It's not really like a clear layout, but that'll be all right. All right, so I'm seriously running out of time. I've got 5 minutes to do the vocals real quick, so we're gonna see how well I can do. And now you see you've ran away, you'll never be the same. And down the drain, the past won't stay long enough to see the change. And that is time. All right, I was able to do a little bit of editing before the time ran out. Like I said, it's very rough draft. It's very put together last minute, you know what I mean? But yeah, let's listen to it and see what we got.
Memories are like your old guitar, collecting dust among the rest. With every noise I've ever made, that vintage sound remains the best.
My voice is 100% right now.
And now you see you've ran away, you'll never be the same. And down the drain, the past won't stay long enough to see the change.
I need like a bass part there. Da-da-da-da.
All the change you've made. A flower just before its bloom. I'm not really sure how, but I think it's a sign for something new. I need something to change, but I miss the way you were.
I improvised that. I thought that was pretty okay for me to improvise on the spot.
Now you see you've ran away, you'll never be the same. And down the drain, the past won't stay long enough to see the change. And now all the change, all the change, all the change.
All right. Obviously didn't get to edit that. So I like it. I like what came out. It's got a cool melody. Da-da-da-da-da, da-da-da. I like it. It's very vintage sounding. It's very like old school, you know, like kind of going for the vibe. Like I just recorded it in a room, which I did. No, in terms of the shy method though, I really like how easy this made the lyrics come out, because usually that's what jams me up in an hour, the lyrics. And I had trouble with the second verse, but using that method, I have to say it really helped. So I would definitely recommend using that method if you're ever in a bind, or if you're ever, you know, stuck creatively. Yeah, I like this. I think I'm gonna give myself I'd give it a 6 out of 10. I think that's fair. 6 out of 10 win right here. So yeah, use the shy method if you need to. It's pretty cool. And if you have any other ideas for me to try on my 1 hour challenges, leave me a comment and I will try my best. See you on the next one. For the love of music, rock on.